Hello there, gorgeous. I don't know what I'm sweeping back because there isn't any hair. She's got no hair. Well, I've got a pixie cut. But anyway, today I am going to get into my structured year planning. I am obsessed now more than ever in having a plan, knowing where I want to go, knowing where I want to be. I know everyone's in the era of reinvention, and it's very easy to talk about it, but it's very difficult to be about it. And so I want to show you my process for literally planning my year, but I do something different. I plan my year in 12 months because this is based on the book, and I'm going to show you my whole Notion template on how I set my goals and how I set my intentions for the year to come, but how I try to shorten the time. And I'll give you the reasons for doing that. So this is gonna be a long one. Get comfortable, get into it, and I'm gonna literally walk you through everything. I hope this is really helpful and useful. It's based on the info from the 12-week year, which is a great book. I used it really effectively in the beginning of the last year, and I slipped off, and the year slipped off. And I might tell you about that a little bit later. But in 2024, I'm not trying to be God's strongest soldier. I'm trying to be blessed. I'm trying to be thriving. And I'm trying to meet my goals and my dreams and my vision. Part of this video is in paid partnership with BetterHelp. Let me give you a little bit of insight into that before we get into this video. I personally am proud to say that therapy has helped me and is why I want to do a video like this, because it's so important to get your head in the game when you're starting a new year. And maybe therapy is something you are thinking about doing. Why I'm talking about BetterHelp is specifically because I find it really quick and easy to match with a therapist based on your different needs. You might have cultural needs, religious needs, you may need couples counseling or bereavement counseling or different types of counseling. You will be matched to a therapist based on your needs. You do an initial quiz where you answer a number of questions, and then you determine how you communicate with the therapist. Is it emails? Is it video calls? Is it text messages? Is it once a week? Is it twice a week? You can determine the frequency. And I'll be honest with you, over the years, I have had multiple therapists because not every therapist is up to par, or maybe you need a different therapist for different reasons. You are able to change your therapist for free, which I think is a really good thing. So if you want to find out more and you want to get a therapy session into the new year, you can literally go to betterhelp.com/Patricia Bright and you'll get 10% off. That's betterhelp.com/Patricia Bright, and you can thank me later. So the first step is the self-assessment. You can't go anywhere if you don't know where you currently are, and you're looking at certain areas in your life. So the areas I have are family, love, financial, friendships, health, lifestyle, and spirituality. These are categories that work for me, but everyone has different categories, and you're able to fill this out and do what works for you. And what I love is that there's obviously verbal things that you can write to yourself as a reminder, but also, as we mentioned earlier, scoreboarding. I've given a rating for how everything is in my life right now. Some things honestly have gone up and some things have gone down. Stuff happens, years get hard, but things can be worked on. And in reality, I know that I want 10s across the board when it comes to my scoreboard. In here, you literally take the time to self-reflect, and I've really reflected on what I want out of relationship and friendship and my health and my lifestyle. So for instance, it said, am I happy with my lifestyle and how do I want to spend my weekends? I was like, no, I want a little bit more planned fun, but I've enjoyed and I want to enjoy in a higher value way. This is about understanding what your situation is currently. One negative thought I've had is that I'm not creative, my season is over, I'm not good enough, blah, blah, blah. I gotta keep it real with you. These are definitely thoughts I have, even though I know that they're false thoughts. And so I need to change those limiting beliefs and actually reflect on good ones. So understanding my core values and also what I believe about myself. So I wrote one thing, I'm destined for greatness. So if I have that as a self-belief about myself, that's gonna lift my mood and lift my spirit. Do you know what core beliefs you have and actually what limiting thoughts you have about yourself right now? Take the time to actually reflect on that. And this is the whole point of doing this before you even think about setting goals. So that's step number one. And the step number two is vision. I want 25 million in the bank. I want 5 children. I want a mansion on the hill, whatever. I don't know if you'll get that in 3 to 5 years, but just these top line ideas of what you think you want. It's about being aspirational and also a little bit unrealistic. It's okay to stretch yourself when it comes to goals, because we're going to get really specific when it comes to the 12-week goal setting. I want to consistently make content, and I want to upgrade my life physically and emotionally. I need to be cool, calm, collected, because it's not necessarily been like that for me. And those are the 3 things that I'm going to focus on for the first 3 months, January through to March, even though I've actually started from now. I have goals for every single quarter. So there are obviously 4 quarters in a year, which means I have a total of 3, 6, 9, 12 goals. That's enough goals for the year, right? And the aim is literally like just do each one at a flipping time. Now, when it comes to actually setting your goal, you really want to have a why for each goal. Like, what was the reason? Why do you have that goal? But also, you need to think about the actions and the tactics that you're going to take. It's very easy to have a goal and an idea of something that you want to do, but it's extremely hard to execute without an action plan and actually changing your habits. And this is what this section is about. What are you going to do on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis to make sure that that goal happens? So when it comes to my physical and mental state, I said that I'm gonna use no phones after 10 o'clock, no phone between 5 and 9, that's dedicated family time. I am gonna secure a new therapist, better help. And I'm gonna wake up at 6:30 in the morning to do my morning pages, which is a new habit that I want to build. If I do these every single day and I commit to it as a habit, I'm going to achieve my goal, which is optimal physical and mental state. I should also mention is daily walk and also weight training 3 times a week. So for every single goal you have, you want to think about what actions you're going to put in place. Now, alongside actions, you really need to think about habits. And I love habits, and I've talked about the book Atomic Habits many, many times, but you really want to think about how the hell are you gonna make this who you become? Because it's easy to have an idea, but we get distracted, life gets complicated, but we wanna create new habits that are easy. What I love about my habit section, these are the things that I wanna do as part of my daily basis. And this again is, so the habits are something I want to do daily or even weekly. And what I have is the option to checklist. Have I done this every single day? I've copied and pasted it so I know this is it. And I actually have Notion on my phone, so I can literally like check, 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 check. I've done it. It's kind of like scoring, and it makes me feel like I've achieved something. And having something become your habit means that it takes the thought process and the difficulty out of it. I want to have a series of good habits that mean that I achieve my goal on a regular basis. And I don't want to make them hard, and I use the principle of habit stacking to make sure that I can do stuff with ease. Finally, there is the concept of reviewing, which is reflecting on how you are working towards your goals. And I think most people, they come up and they have their resolutions at the beginning of the year, new me, and then they never look back. They never look back, and they never put those systems in place. And here's to me telling y'all, take a little break, set up your Google Calendar and schedule in time to review. I'll be doing reviews monthly, and maybe we do this as a group thing. Let me know if you want a group thing in the comment, where I look at how am I feeling at the end of the 4 weeks? Am I keeping up with all my actions? And if I'm not, why? And what do I want to do better in the month to come? So I started actually on the 18th of December, and I'll be going to the 18th of January. And this is something I did last year, and it worked so well for me in the very beginning, but I wasn't consistent. So here's to us being consistent, sticking to our resolutions, and being the best versions of ourselves. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I'll put a link to the Notion template in the description box. That is a paid for one. I downloaded it, really liked it. But if you want anything else, do let me know, and video ideas loading.